Good morning, VLA students. Today you're going to learn about your leaf bowl set project. You're going to need your notebook, so please grab that now. And let's jump in. So first, you have some notes to take on this new unit. Please pause the video here and write these down into your notebook. So term number one is plasticity. Plasticity is clay's ability to stretch and hold. And the reason that clay can do this is because clay is made up of little platelets that are flat. And when those platelets get wet, they stick together. The surface tension helps them stick together, and they can stretch and move into almost any shape that you want them to go into. Term number two is mold. A mold is an object that allows you to shape clay repeatedly and consistently. You have a mold in your swag bag that I gave you. It's a plaster mold. It's white. It looks like a lump that's flat on the bottom. That is what we're going to mold or shape our clay around to be able to make our two matching leaf bowls. That mold is going to give you that perfection of that bowl-like shape each time. Term number three is foot. A foot is something you add to the bottom of a pot that stabilizes it so it doesn't rock. It adds lift so it looks light, like it's floating up off the table, and it absorbs shock. So if you set it down kind of hard, it'll absorb the shock so the pot is less likely to crack. Term number four is nesting set. A nesting set is a series of items that fits within each other neatly. So this bowl set that you're going to make is a nesting set. The pieces are going to fit within each other. And you can make two pieces, you can make three, you can make four. It's really up to you. Term number five is needle tool. That's a sharp tool used for cutting, scoring, and drawing on the clay. You have a toothpick, and that's taking the place of a needle tool for you for the purposes of this assignment. And the last term is a wood knife. A wood knife is a tool with a knife on one side for cutting the clay, although it's not as precise of a cutting tool as a needle tool. And it's got a round spoon on the other side for blending. And it's the popsicle stick that you have in your swag bag, that is taking the place of the wood knife, because it's not the knife side that we want, it's the spoon side. So the popsicle stick does a pretty passable job functioning as a wood knife for blending. And you're going to hear how you're going to use these tools in a little bit. So what are we making for this assignment? Leaf bowls. Why are we making them? Because they're kind of fun and they turn out really well because we use an actual leaf to trace and cut out and imprint the design. So there's a lot of success built into this project. It's also pretty quick once you learn the process. The other reason we're doing this is because there's free leaves outside right now for a limited time. Hopefully you grabbed leaves this weekend after I told you to at our Google Meet. But if not, part of your assignment for today is to go for a walk and just pick up two leaves because you need to make two bowls, two leaves that are the same type of leaf, like both maple leaves or both oak leaves or both hosta leaves, and then put them in a plastic bag to keep them nice and juicy because we're not actually going to use them today, but you need to have them today. You're going to be photographing your notes and these two leaves and turning them in for points today. So not a bad homework assignment to go out for a walk, right? So this is the gist of what we're going to do. When you look at these, obviously these are not going to be cereal bowls or soup bowls. These are going to be more like a change dish or a sushi plate or an incense holder or a candy dish. So these are more decorative than they are like strictly food functional, but they could be food functional. But as you can see, the bigger the leaf you pick, the better. It gives you more surface area. So you don't want to pick a leaf that has really tiny little bits in the middle where the leaf bowl that you make could become very fragile. So the bigger the central part of the leaf, the better. So that's why maple leaves work really well for this assignment, or aspen leaves work really well. These are banana leaves. I don't know of many banana plants that are outside, but this is just another example of a nested set of leaf bowls. This is a rhubarb leaf. You might be able to find a really big leaf in your garden. Sometimes hosta leaves get really, really big. So if you can find something really cool and really big, that would be amazing. So we're going to make a set of 2 to 3 nesting leaf bowls. The requirement is for 2, but if you want to do more than 2, you can. Those extra ones would be extra credit. Here are hosta leaves. Hostas are really, really a common landscaping plant. So walk around your house or walk around your housing development or walk around your apartment building, and you'll probably find a hosta leaf. The trick is finding one that hasn't been destroyed by bugs or frost. Maple leaves work really well, but again, make sure it's juicy. Like if it's fallen on the ground, it might be a little bit crunchy at this point, and crunchy leaves are not going to suit our purpose. So look for one that still has some pliability and some juiciness, as I said earlier. Maybe you have a really cool house plant, and if you ask permission, make sure you ask permission, but maybe you could use maybe just one leaf from that house plant, snip it, and then just press it into the clay twice to make your 2 leaf bowls. That way you're not clipping 2 leaves off a house plant. But again, if you're going to use a house plant leaf, please ask permission. I don't want you or me to get into trouble. As for other leaves that you might go out and look for, please be aware of poisonous leaves. Leaves that are too small aren't really going to work. Leaves that are all bit up by bugs or kind of damaged by frost are not great. And also make sure your leaves are school appropriate. So there's actually going to be a demo tomorrow on this project. This is the PowerPoint I also used in class. That's why it says demo. So you'll get a demo tomorrow. The only other thing I'm going to ask you to do today is take a photograph of your notes that you just took, and then go out on a hunt for 2 leaves that are of the same type. One could be bigger, one could be smaller, or they could be the same size. That's okay. Come back and take a photo of those 2 leaves sitting on your notebook, opened up to today's notes. And then please, please, please put those 2 leaves in a folded up wet paper towel in a plastic bag, so they stay nice and juicy, because you're not actually going to be using them today. You're going to be using them tomorrow. So we want to try and keep them as pliable and as flexible as possible. And that's it for today. Have fun going on your nice little walk.